There comes a time when every veterinarian needs specialized testing done beyond the capabilities of their practice, from routine surveillance testing to help with diagnosing a disease to finding the cause of death of a patient. For all of these needs and more, veterinarians turn to the Kansas State Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory, located at the KSU College of Veterinary Medicine. Hello, I'm Gary Anderson, Director of the Kansas State Veterinary Diagnostic Lab. Our facility offers a wide selection of services suitable for a variety of stakeholders. Our clients include the large farm practitioner as well as the small animal veterinarian. Our mission is to deliver innovative diagnostic and consulting services to the animal health community in Kansas and beyond. If specialized testing is needed, all a vet needs to do is send a specimen to the diagnostic lab. All samples are delivered to the receiving and shipping area. Receiving opens each package, verifies paperwork, and enters sample details into a laboratory-wide information management system. Processed samples are distributed to the various labs that make up the KSVDL, such as the clinical pathology lab. This lab provides a variety of basic analytical services such as chemistries, CBCs, cytologies, and urinalyses. By using specially calibrated equipment, diagnosticians are able to customize tests to fit the client's needs.
We're able to say, okay, this is a dog, and these are the dog normal ranges. This is a cat normal ranges, and all other species also. If you were to submit your samples to a human lab, they're not able to test specifically for your animal.
Other packages are submitted to the necropsy section. Carcasses receive a complete post-mortem examination supervised by a board-certified pathologist.
So whereas other portions of the lab just get a sample, we get to see the whole animal, in its entirety. We get to see all the organs, how they're interacting, and it makes it easier to diagnose if we can see all of the steps, so it's not piecing together, we get the big picture.
Samples needing special preparation may be sent to the histopathology lab, where formalin-fixed tissues from biopsies are prepared for microscopic examination. Some samples may be processed in the immunohistochemistry lab, which uses antigen-antibody interactions and staining techniques to help identify microscopic changes. Other samples are sent to the fluorescent antibody lab, which detects specific antigens in fresh tissues with specially stained antibodies. The services of KSVDL's other labs may also be required for a correct diagnosis. The parasitology lab is responsible for the identification of external and internal parasites.
Because of the many different types of parasites that dogs and cats have are zoonotic, we need to be able to correctly identify them, which is very critical for the health and the well-being of the pets. On the large animal side, the intestinal parasites could cause a big economic loss due to severe infections.
Available diagnostics include routine examinations as well as specialized tests, such as trichomoniasis in cattle and cats. The virology section offers the diagnosis of viral antigens and antibodies. The lab investigates cases using cell culture systems and electron microscopy.
In the microbiology world now, it's not one virus equals one specific presentation of a disease. Our job really is to at least provide a portion of the diagnosis so we can get a more complete picture to the client.
The virology lab is one of the few to run an antibody assay for porcine circovirus used for the verification of vaccination. The labs at KSVDL work to provide services using the latest equipment and technology. The toxicology lab's recently acquired mass spectrometer generates detailed chemical analyses of fluids, tissues, and suspected hazardous sources.
The nice thing is that now we can do it in-house, where previously, we would have to send it out to Michigan, and that could take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. Well, if you've got a real problem, you need to have that information as soon as possible.
Analyses can be completed within 2 days and are performed on pesticides, metals, biological compounds, water, and household chemicals. The immunology facility offers diverse diagnostic opportunities with its state-of-the-art flow cytometer. By detecting fluorescent dyes bound to specific cell surface proteins, flow cytometry is valuable in the detection of conditions such as leukemia and lymphoma.
In the case of surface proteins, there are no other tests that are done to detect them other than the flow. When it comes to the veterinarian making his decision or his diagnosis, he can rely on the results of the flow because of its high sensitivity.
The lab's RBC antibody test confirms cases of immune-mediated disorders in dogs and horses that have presented with low red blood cell counts. Blood samples for this test must be received within 24 hours for proper testing. K-State's diagnostic labs provide valuable services by creating unique procedures. In the comparative hematology lab, scientists have developed a 2-minute card test for blood typing dogs and cats, useful in preventing transfusion reactions.
We want to keep the animal medicine at as high a level as the human medicine. We're doing transplants and everything, and I think we have a big need to fulfill as much diagnostic testing as we can to keep our animals healthy.
The lab has also developed ferritin assays for cats, dogs, horses, primates, rhinos, fur seals, dolphins, and tapirs. These assays detect increased values of total body stores of iron associated with infections, cancer, and acute phase reactions. The Bacteriology lab, in addition to providing cultures for the identification of bacterial pathogens, is always willing to listen to the needs of its clients.
If we have a vet that calls in and asks for something and it's something we want to provide, we'll definitely look into getting that media or looking up and doing some research on that technique to provide that service. I enjoy helping them solve their problems that they're having.
Specialized testing currently includes Mycoplasma, Campylobacter and Listeria cultures, as well as ELISA-based detection of Clostridium difficile and perfringens. The Rabies Diagnostic Lab serves as the primary rabies laboratory for Kansas and Nebraska, testing between 1,800 and 2,500 specimens annually. Using the direct fluorescent antibody method, the lab analyzes samples submitted by clients who believe they have been exposed to an infected animal.
Once a person or an animal is sick with rabies, it's still virtually always fatal, so prevention is very important, and it can be prevented even after an exposure. Our diagnostic testing provides guidance for potentially exposed persons and for the management of pets and livestock.
The Rabies Lab is also one of the highest volume rabies serology centers in the world. The Rabies Lab helps vaccinated individuals determine the need for vaccine boosters. Clients preparing animals for travel may turn to the expertise of the Serology Lab. This lab's specialized tests include the Coggins test for equine infectious anemia and a new AGID test for avian influenza. Additional analyses screen for bovine leukemia, blue tongue, caprine arthritis, encephalitis, and leptospirosis. The Molecular Diagnostics Lab, the newest section of KSVDL, further exemplifies the dedication to providing state-of-the-art service. Molecular diagnostics detect specific bacterial, viral, or parasitic nucleic acid sequences by using polymerase chain reaction, or PCR, technologies. This technology allows the lab to quickly run large numbers of sensitive tests.
As people are wanting more and more tests being run, because of all the issues for biosurveillance or just the ease of collecting samples and getting them tested quickly, I think molecular diagnostics has the capability of changing the way veterinary medicine is practiced.
Clients using the diagnostic services at KSU are encouraged to sign up for KSVDL Online, providing clients quick and convenient access to testing results. Whatever the testing need, veterinarians can trust the capabilities and expertise found at the Kansas State Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory. Feel free to visit our website to learn more about our labs, services, testing schedules, and shipping information. We look forward to serving your testing and consulting needs.